Today's mission is to look around and see what kind of plants grow here, if any. Last time when I was walking on abandoned rails, I was searching for something I'm not able to find for years, and those are morel mushrooms. I'm just not lucky with those, but we will see if that will change today, or maybe we will find something else that is much more interesting. Who knows? If we talk about foraging around such areas, you should be aware that it can be contaminated because often herbicides are used around rails for obvious reasons. This one, however, is abandoned for a long time, so I'm not really entirely sure how contaminated it is now. Maybe levels of contamination dropped, but still I'm not going to pick anything like very close to the rails, or maybe not anything at all. I usually do not pick much anything, just observe. Let's go a bit to the side and see what's going on here. Maybe we'll meet some snakes or some tourists, who knows? This place is, believe it or not, a very kind of famous tourist place for a reason I'm going to show you very soon. And the plain we see in front of us used to be a lake. It was completely dried out in the 70s, and now it is a land where you can grow crops. As usual, my most common companion in these trips is winter savory. I will let it be. And this is it. This is why people are coming here, as you can see, or you will see soon. The reason why these rails are called drunken rails is because they are curved. This part started eroding over time, and then you end up with not very straight lines. The former lake is still to our left. Need to be careful about where am I stepping. And to our right, I like this site even more. There is a deciduous forest with few conifers, and up there in upper layer there is much more conifers and cliffs. It's quite cloudy today, which is perfect because there is no much shade, and it's already almost summer-like warm, so it's not too pleasant to be exposed to the sun for a long time, you know. Here we are. This is the drunken railroad. Wouldn't like to walk these steps while actually drunk. Look at this. So it's quite steep. Right now I'm holding camera straight, horizontal to the ground, and you can see how steep this actually is. I know a lot of things cannot be well translated into footage, but I'm trying my best here. Need to be careful about my steps. I'm not sure can you hear it, but behind us there's cattle. You can hear the bells on their necks. Maybe they are too far away. But yeah, this is it. There is a small stream somewhere here. I think that stream is probably the cause of the erosion that happened here. It's amazing, you know, when things get abandoned even the buildings and other stuff, you know. How little it actually takes for nature to take over, you know. You see abandoned apartment building or something like that, and even though it's only a few decades that was abandoned, you can already see trees growing inside. And it's a bit scary thought at first, but for me, honestly, it's comforting, because I know no matter how much we destroy stuff and do shit as humans, nature will always prevail, be it in a few decades or in millions of years. Time does not mean much to nature. So when I'm kinda down because of environment or, you know, trash everywhere and stuff, I remember that. But let's not be negative today. And let's focus on what we can observe around us. So couldn't help myself but to briefly stop here on the edge of the rails, where almost everything is covered with yellow and patches of purple. Purple ones are common milkfort, and yellow ones are kind of wedge. You can see just by looking at the flower shape, they come from the peas family. Interestingly enough, wedges, which are from the pea family and are yellow in color, are often found here. There is one more species, very abundant here, same yellow, almost exactly the same flowers, but this one is shrubby and not grassy, flowery type like this one. We are going to find it very soon as I jump off this. Oh, a raven just started its calls. Let me jump over the ditch. Try to find that raven. Here it is. It's hunting something. You see, at one moment he was like coming down very fast. Maybe it has a nest nearby. This is time of the year when crows have their babies, so I guess ravens too. They are very protective, of course, of their young. Or maybe something is there that I don't see. I guess we shall find out. And here it is. The shrub I mentioned. This is Scorpion senna. Again, apologies if not pronounced correctly, but the same peas family and quite similar flowers to those we have seen a moment ago. This one is growing by the stream. You can see its yellow wedge cousins over there and there on the slope. Something about this place makes wedges with yellow flowers go, hell yeah, this is where I belong. I really have no idea what happened to that raven and what was that all about. Huh. Well, here on the actual railroad we have a smoke tree. Unfortunately broken in some places, but you can see it seems it will thrive here if somebody else does not cut it off. This one has actually interesting a social strategy, just like me in high school, but the strategy is kind of different than mine in high school. So this one does not need any companions to pollinate. It has kind of flowers that helps him or her or it to self-pollinate. So it doesn't need anybody, and you can see if you look around, there are no more smoke trees. Interestingly enough, I didn't pay too much attention, but the ones that I did pay attention to, I always found a one lone smoke tree somewhere, maybe two, in the same vicinity, but never a bunch of them in the same place. It was always something like you see here. So I'm looking around and I'm not seeing any other smoke tree, at least not in. That raven is going to attack me soon, I think. Hey! Do you have a social strategy? Can you teach me how to be social? And here we have 20 kilometers per hour as a speed limit, or maybe it's something different. So this is a railroad. Sign is not exactly the same like for vehicles. And I do not drive rails, so I barely drive cars. So I really don't know. That raven went up there, where that creek is. Huh. I think it will be happy when it figures out I went home. There's something about my presence it doesn't like. So I went a bit further down from the place where I used to be. Not too much, so I used to be just, I don't know, a couple of hundreds of meters up to see if vegetation will be different and if I'm going to get any luck with finding morels, which of course I didn't. But there is one interesting thing here. When you look at the middle of this thing, this is a place where trains used to rotate to go the other way. Now it's only remnants of huge pieces of iron and a lot of concrete. But, you know, if you didn't know what this is, you would think it's some kind of secret facility or something, which is not. It's much more boring than that, unfortunately. But what is not boring is these two trees. Look at them. Why am I pointing them out? It's almost as if they are rooted in concrete. And they look quite healthy and happy to be here. The reason for this is, of course, their roots are able to go deep down. So they are quite drought resistant, and the fact that their roots are deep makes it easier for them to thrive here. This is flowering ash, and we got just in time, maybe a bit too late, not sure, to smell these. I know you cannot smell it with me, but I will try hard to describe it for you. Even though I'm standing a few meters away from it, I can sense it. Yes, it's quite strong. I believe it was even stronger some weeks ago. This one looks still young. Yeah, that one smells much more. It reminds me of elderberries in the way. That is elderflowers. So, oh, look at this guy. Got all the way up there. Oh, I'm not sure I will be able to catch it. And there's this snail, bigger one, almost at the top of the tree. But yeah, it is one of the first flowering trees that makes the very first bees that appear in springtime happy. So it has quite importance in that sense that for early pollinators it creates basically food for the early pollinators. Oh, there is baby here, look at it. 1-2 flowers and that's it. Still too young. Didn't go to puberty yet. Let's see. A lot of winter savory. Look at it. Look at this. It's like it's growing from the mix of iron and concrete. It's crazy. You know, just the toughness of these plants make me think I'm such a wuss in life that I should toughen up really. So this is it. It's a very short walk, but very nice one if you ask me, and I hope if you did join that you enjoyed it. If not, well, I hope you find something else that suits you. Stay well and see you soon.